but now you've got to take them somewhere. Felt here can help you. Whether you're just going to play some games with friends or you need to protect your models while you go to your latest tournament, Felt here have a bag just for you. Doesn't matter whether it's a small little collection that you're taking or everything you own. Alpha Strike has this range and it's amazing. Head to alphastrike.com.au and get them today.
And go.
Right. Hello everyone, welcome to the July Live. So I'm joined by Tarron as always.
As always, professional. And go.
Right, okay. So we've got a few things to talk about in this one. We'll see what happens. We'll talk about what we've been up to and some things that are happening around in the gaming news.
Yes, apparently there's news about stuff.
There's all sorts of stuff. So you've been following some Kickstarters.
Oh, dead set, yeah.
You've been pretty good for the most part. But, you know, there's
desperately not to back any.
It's nice that there's a lot of that stuff out there, though, that people can actually, you know, get access to it. And,
we got people in already. G'day, Private Public and VSM. Very silent mouse.
If we see Fireman when he comes in, let me know, because I'm still waiting to
hear from him
details.
about rain. Oh, okay.
So you can actually get his win from last month.
Oh, and Keith is with
Hey!
Nick, so yeah. Hey guys.
Hello. Right. Let's start with some big news.
Big news.
Right. So it's July. Alright.
Okay.
And we're going to have a BattleTech sale. Alright. So that'll be coming up soonish. We haven't sort of put in exactly when it's going to start, but it is going to be very soon. So we're doing 15% off BattleTech stuff and BattleTech related things. There'll be some other things sprinkled in there too. So have a little look through the site. But yeah, if you're into BattleTech, which most of us are, let's be honest.
Most of us are, yes.
Let's be honest.
Just a little.
So check that out. So there'll be, if you're with the newsletter, you get notified there, but it will come up on our social media and
you'll
things like that.
do all the usual stuff. Okay,
Yes.
but you'll tell me first, right? So I can.
I'll let you know.
Okay.
I'll let you know.
Oh. Mikey's in. G'day, Mikey.
Hello, Mikey.
And Hutch and Kim are watching. Hi, guys.
Oh.
Hello.
Wow.
It's live. Look.
Not sure if they're still on their holiday. I've been following them on their holiday.
Oh, they're on a holiday.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah,
Fun.
it'd be cool. Interesting, especially that I'm definitely going to be having a chat with them about some of the places that they came across.
Oh,
Because
okay.
there was some silly stuff there, so that's good. All right, so we've made that announcement. That's good. If this is your first time sort of looking at one of our videos and things like that, welcome.
Yeah, well, yeah, odd choice, but yes, welcome.
That's okay. I don't know. We've been getting some good numbers coming in now, which is good.
Yeah.
And a lot of people into BattleTech and they want to hear about what's going on. And
Oh, holy crap! Pellman's in too.
Ooh.
G'day, buddy.
Yeah, nice.
He usually rocks up in the last like 5 minutes. Nice one, mate. Nice one.
All right. So, if you remember from the last live, there was a display cabinet. Talked about.
Yes.
Yeah, so there's Kmart here in Australia was selling a basically a display one. Yeah, you can't see it from here. I've got
Can't
it
see
there.
it from here.
But that was really good. But they've now announced a few other extras to their range.
Ooh, okay.
But the only one that sort of interested me to a degree was it's what do they call it, a wooden 5-level mini figurine display case. That's a mouthful, isn't it?
Yeah,
Wow.
bloody hell.
It sounds like a department in some US. Anyway, yeah. Well, in China, I think they have longer names for all of their little departments. They're really cool.
Oh, and in German, a lot of things expand outwards. And you just go, what the hell, man?
But this one here is smaller than the other one that I was showing, but it is all wood. Okay, so it's got like instead of the sliding perspex thing, it's got an actual frame.
There you go.
Yeah, so there you go.
Pillar's put a picture of it up for you
Picture up there
guys,
for you.
and Hutch got back on Wednesday, Thursday. Well, they get back on Wednesday, Thursday.
Nice. Cool.
Cool.
So yeah, but it's it unfortunately doesn't. It's not lit inside. That's the only downside. But it's a nice wood thing, and you could actually put like a little to make it dust proof. Because of the way it's designed, you can just put a little. It's a lot easier than the other one without seeing the lining or whatever, which is what you would see with the other one that we sort of had a look at.
Yeah.
But it is smaller, But same sort of thing. You can pull out the panels on the bottom, give you a bit more height. A 40 mil base seems to fit in there, all right.
It's a bit fancy looking as well.
It is
with the open door thing. So you got your mechs and other minis and things in there. They look cool.
It's good when it's in there.
Yeah.
And that's the same. I mean, they've got Lego pieces there, but you could easily just think of something.
Well,
else.
that's everybody's into Lego anyway, so it's like everybody's just doing the Lego thing.
But for those of us who are a bit more creative, you could probably rig up some sort of lighting.
There's
it's just
all
a matter
sorts
of
of
drill a
things you
hole,
can do
I
with
guess,
it now.
and feed it through and stick it in. And
they've even got like just LED strips that you can put in, as long as you can find a way to put the wire and the battery in there somehow. You can just sticky tape everything else up.
Yeah, that's true.
Make it look reasonable.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't worry about it. Somebody will figure out how to do it properly.
I just thought that would look that one in particular looks pretty good.
That looked really good.
Yeah. A bit of work, but I
Very
like
cool.
the one we're looking at before. It works good. Everything.
I still like those little dome things that you could put your Ghost Rider in. That's cool.
right. Yeah. So you could have on the cabinet you could have a whole bunch of those, and you could just have like a shelf mounted into the wall, and you can just sit those on top too. So create something.
Display cases and little lance groups and things like that. Very cool.
So you could pre-set it up for Saturday's game.
Don't ask the question, Pelman, because it's not. No. He's like, did you spend a lot with the Kickstarter? With all the stuff that you get like free and all that other junk. I tried desperately not to add anything to it. Right? I tried. Mm-hmm. I didn't do quite as well as I thought, but I tried. And
mistakes were
I ended up with 17 force packs. 17 force packs. And I don't think I added any force packs, so I was very proud of myself with that. But I added a book and some other junk. So yeah, it's
But you're getting every force pack from the new.
Yeah, pretty much I'm getting every single one, because there was 16 released and there was 17 options for the level that I pledged to. So I got every single one plus an extra of, I think it was one of the vehicle ones, I got an extra one.
Nice.
So that I'd have extra lances of SRM and LRM carry.
Yeah.
So there you go. That answers the question.
But those individual packs,
The salvage boxes.
the salvage boxes, they had the original from the first one, which was pretty much all clan stuff. But the last one, and I've got some in stock still and things like that. There's like
that's right. You're selling
over 100 or something different models you can get now. They've incorporated everything, and now they've got those. Oh, it's a lot.
It's pretty cool. It's very cool.
But they've, I had a notification, they have opened up the pledge manager, I think, until the end of this month.
Yeah, I got 2
they've got to
emails.
close it off.
I've been ignoring it because I already did mine.
You've done it. Well,
if it's reopened, I'm going to do more. And I don't. So no, they get deleted. No.
Well, yes, I need 10 more drop ships. Yes. So you have to carry all these you guys.
I can't even remember if I got a drop ship, so don't even say that. Okay? Because if I look, I'm going to go and get a drop ship.
Although, not quite drop ships yet, but we'll get there. But we're going to be doing the aerospace.
Yeah, we're going to start aerospace very, very soon. We did a bit of recording over the weekend, and we've done some stuff with scenarios and other stuff. But yeah, aerospace is coming, and I've been reading up, and it's just trying to remember everything.
They've got some painted stuff for us to use. So you got to look good in space, because they can't hear you scream. So you need something that's loud, probably like a paint job or something. You'll do it, But
wow.
So we're all ready to do that. We've done some recording. There'll be some more. What's going on?
Mikey's saying he tried to be good and only went for the veteran level. I can't. I went for the.
Sorry, tried to be good.
Tried to be good and only went for veteran. But I think the level I pledged out was higher than that. Was it battalion or something?
Oh yeah, I probably got regiment as well.
Yeah, it was regiment or battalion. It wasn't like the Kerensky one. It was the one under that. I did under that. So it was basically the highest pledge level you could get without going like $5,000, which I'm not spending on BattleTech. I'm sorry, not at once anyway.
Yeah.
And no, I'm not getting a dropship. I'm sure that was Keith telling you to type that. He's trying to Jedi mind trick me. That's what he's doing. Yeah, there's because there was an Overlord and a something else. I can't remember all the other ones.
Was it an Aerodyne one? Or was
No,
it
they had 2 spheroids in the Kickstarter. No, actually, I think there were 3 spheroid ones. I'm pretty sure one of them was an Overlord, and then there was 2 of the other small ones. But I'm quite happy with my Fortress.
Oh, yeah.
The cookbook. Yes. Regiment, there you go. Regiment, okay.
I would really like to get a copy of that Sun Tzu one. It's written by Catless for the BattleTech thing, but it's...
Well, open your pledge manager up and get one, but
have a look.
Go for it. No, I did okay. I got my thing. He said it wasn't him. Yeah, okay, cool. These aren't the droids I'm looking for.
No. All right. So moving on a bit from BattleTech.
Yes.
And another group that we've sort of been working with, Freecompany. So they're from Europe. They've done a second Kickstarter in their Eldfall Chronicles.
Yeah, that was the other Kickstarter I've actually been looking at possibly backing.
So I think there's only about 3 or 4 days left on that.
Yeah.
They went well above what they expected, which is good.
Yeah,
you know,
that's really good. Even if I don't back, I'm quite happy that they did so well with it. That's really good.
So if you haven't actually had a look at the Kickstarter for this one, we have something to show you. I'm going to put that on now.
Am I allowed to talk over the top of it? Can we still talk?
She's going to cut her volume.
Right, back. Okay.
So it's looking really good. And the great thing about it, they've gone from a tabletop skirmish miniatures game, which is amazing, which is what they started with.
It was very cool.
And they're looking at something else that can still sort of link together, but offer something else. And it's really good. And they've unlocked so much stuff that a lot of those miniatures and those little factions and everything you can actually take now as a party in the skirmish miniatures game.
And I did have a look, and you can get the core box for the skirmishes for the war game as well in that Kickstarter.
Correct.
So they're selling a bunch of other stuff in there as well.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
That's a good way to get the new stuff and like move on to getting the other stuff as well. Yeah.
So we're still, because the Kickstarter's still going, communication with them is still a bit sort of slow, which is understandable. They should focus on this.
Kickstarter takes a lot
4
out of
days
people,
or whatever.
I think.
Yeah. So we are looking to get. We will definitely be getting all of their stock once that new stuff clears all the Kickstarter and goes through the delivery, which is going to be like a year. Well, they've estimated a year. The factory apparently is pretty good, so thumbs up.
Yeah.
You know, because they work hard, so that's good. But we will be getting some of the first lot of stuff, so the tabletop miniatures game for that first thing. But just got to wait. Just gotta wait until we can sort it, but not long.
Ribus is in. G'day, buddy. And Mikey there saying that he got a mint in package lead Wolverine miniature from 1986 and the Aerospace box set. I've still got Aerospace. I don't think it was Battlespace. I can't remember. Mine must have been a newer version when I got it.
Battlespace was good.
But yeah, keep the mini in the pack, man. You'll
Yeah.
be able to flog that off a mint later on. clan overlord, a union, and a normal overlord. But I've already got my fortress with the artillery on top, so I'm quite happy with that. I'm gonna try and get it like built and painted up and work it into one of our games at some point, hopefully.
I mean, who wouldn't be happy where your landed dropship can use like a long tom or something to support
you've got a long tom on top of your dropship, you're good. And that carries like it's 12 mechs, 12 vehicles, and a full regiment of infantry, or a full, full regiment of infantry, I think it was. So, yeah.
You know, some battle armor will take care of those in no time, eh? Whoa, ouch.
That was a nasty one. That was really nasty.
But it does show. It does show.
That's well, somebody was put in there that the brass balls on people going up against them and thinking they're going to win. There was no way those guys were going to live. Not really. Not once we got a few hits in, because BV to VV with battle armor with like anti-infantry equipment, you got problems, serious problems. But there you go, such is life.
That's all right. But we have been doing some filming, and we asked everyone to put in their suggestions for scenarios.
Yes.
And we took them all in. I think on the actual day I was quite taken with the rescue. It's a classic. Yeah. It's good, so why not? Why not give that a go? So that's what we did. And normally Tarron and I, we just sort of sit down and we just sort of throw ideas back and forward and see what we can come up with or whatever. But we wanted to actually give you guys a chance to watch what was going on there. So we
insisted on video.
We did it. I don't know. Phila likes the idea of the video.
She likes the video over the audio. I was just going to stick an audio recorder on and you could listen to us figure it out, but you have to watch us figure it out. So there you go. You
can still podcast it while you're driving to work or whatever. It'll all work out good. But we had the theme of what we wanted to do, and then we just basically nutted out what sort of scenario rules and things like that we want to do. But we've still left a little bit of secrecy for each of us, because it is a scenario where we're playing against one another. So
we haven't gone full force build yet, so we've got to that point, and we're going to do the forces and things. I've got a little bit of mucking around I want to try and do first. I was actually thinking train heist at some point too. But at some point we'll get more ideas. We'll play that scenario out, and then we'll be looking for more ideas. If you guys have got something you want to see happen, feel free to remember what it is and drop it in as a comment at some point, or in a live. That's right.
And there's a little 3 video series that's also coming out soonish,
which was a surprise.
Yeah, I surprised this guy. That's what it was about.
Everything surprises me. There's no luck there.
So again, it's BattleTech related, but I think you guys will enjoy it. So especially if you like the Catalyst, sort of the force packs and things like that. So watch those, because that was a lot of fun actually. Getting your opinion on things.
We'll have to do another one of those. Actually, do a clan one, because we did it in the fear one, and we do a clan one. See me building suspense with that. You don't know what's going on, and you're going, "Oh, I have to watch that video."
If you've just joined us or whatever, we do actually have a BattleTech sale coming up on the site. All right, so BattleTech and BattleTech related bits and pieces, and there'll be some other stuff in there too. So if you're looking to get yourself at least 15% off, basically, of things, definitely worth having a look. We've got miniatures, we've got books, we've got all that sort of thing. So so we'll have an announcement. If you're on the newsletter, you'll get notified. If you're following us on social media, of course, you'll find it as well. So that's cool. How many have we got? Who else is there? Fireman yet?
There's 8 people. No, Ribus is in, but I haven't seen Fireman come in yet. Fireman, buddy, if you're out there, you got to get a hold of this guy so he can send you your prize.
Get in touch with us, because you won the copy of Rain and it's still sitting here. It's all good. We'll get it out to you.
So Ribus has recently read about the Bandit Omni vehicle, which I seem to remember being a good one. Yeah. 50-ton hover tank, 4-ton infantry compartment, 914 speed, 3 million C-bills, because you like your C-bills. And that I remember reading about that one at one point, because I was trying to get into transporting battle armor.
Yeah.
And that was basically perfect.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good one. I think it's Wolf's Dragoons. They designed that.
Yeah, I think that's about right. Somebody last live we did said, "Oh, are you going to do a thing with Big Red?" Do you remember seeing that? Yeah, he's Canadian, not Australian. He's Canadian, not Australian. Just in case you're wondering.
The commute's a bit of a problem.
Yeah, it would be a bit rough. But definitely watch his stuff too, because he does some good videos.
Yeah, he does actually. Yeah, and look, there's a lot of sort of
BattleTech
YouTube
stuff
channels now. You know?
Yeah.
I've noticed that some of the people who do Games Workshop a lot have sort of
Moved
over
over.
video a little bit, even if it's just like a one comment, just comparing, you know,
What
what is BattleTech? Why is it taking over? Why is everything?
Yeah.
And they just start talking about all that sort of thing.
He's even changed his tag. Did you see that? He went from Big Red 40K to Big Red 40Tech.
40Tech.
Yeah. He used to be Big Red 40K. I'm like, cool. Committed. Like it. He's in there.
But it's funny though. There's like
Big Red 40Tech. Yeah.
Through a lot of the social media, like Facebook and things like that. There's a lot of stores, not just in Australia, but like America, because that's where, you know, there's Guyana and things like that. It's good. But like a lot of the shops now, they seem to be having Katniss Games products, specifically BattleTech. But they seem to, sometimes you'll see some Shadowrun, but it's mostly the new BattleTech stuff, and it looks good on the shelf.
That's it. It's pretty shop friendly, really. Like
they've done well with that.
The force packs and things are really easy to like market to people and stuff. You stick it on a shelf and go, yeah, it's BattleTech.
I see that I think Barnes and Noble or something have a new limited edition one.
Oh, really?
The Wolf's Dragoons one is available now.
Yeah.
So we'll get that eventually. But yeah, there's a new one, and it's like I think it's the Kellhound's Heavy Lance or something like that.
Oh.
So it's got I'm trying to remember now. I'll find the picture. It's got a K2 catapult, so the Kurita twin PPC version.
Ooh, nice.
It's got a jumping Shadowhawk.
Yeah.
The one with the plume thing. There's another one. There's another one. I'm trying to remember now. What was weird is the fourth one was a clan mech. It was a gargoyle or something.
But it's probably a late stage one where the clan tech is getting like mixed in.
Oh, maybe, yeah. So I mean, I haven't read all of the novels, so they
because the Kellhounds are still around, aren't they? Was it Kellhounds? Who's it for?
The Kellhounds.
Yeah, because they're still around. I'm pretty sure. Somerset Strikers, maybe. He sounds a lot like a couple of other. Sorry, but Silent Mouse has put a thing. He does a good job of an Aussie accent. I don't think he has an Aussie accent. I think he's got a Canadian accent. Big Red. I've watched.
Do either of you smell burnt toast right now? Because maybe that might be affecting your brain.
It might be, yeah. I am getting on. I've watched a few guys that stream like games, and he sounds a lot like them, and they're Canadian, and he just kind of slotted in as Canadian, and I thought somebody said he was Australian. And oh crap, he sounded Canadian, and I looked him up on the. You go to their about page, and it says he's in Canada, so I'm like, he's Canadian. He could be Australian living in Canada.
Yeah, true.
But
does he want to move here and maybe do a short series with us or something?
There you go, west coast of Canada. There you go. Pellman reckons. I'll go with because Pellman's Canadian as well.
There you
so
go.
There you go.
You go ask him for us.
Kiwi, half. Yeah, rock over to his place.
Hey,
these random dudes in Australia want to know where you're from.
Do something.
Which era is your favourite to play in? From Ribus.
You know, it's funny. There are people who. I'm going into a story now, aren't I?
Oh no.
So there's people who just did not like the idea of the clans rocking up. Like
No.
They didn't like the idea of the
30,
clans at all.
25-ish and
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much of it was supposed to be in the story of them coming back as the clans.
okay.
Things like that. I don't know, but I think it was more the technology difference that bothered people. I think people can get an idea about like a society that has, you know, the caste system and all that sort of thing. You know, there's
Practice eugenics and all
well,
that
yeah,
jazz.
I mean,
It's like
that sort of thing is going on over there, but just the huge sort of tech difference or whatever, and they were worried about how it was going to unbalance the game.
Yeah.
And then it is a bit of a shock when someone's shooting you at 20 hexes away, doing 10 damage.
Well, I don't know
with a
about
bonus.
anybody else, but when the new tech came in, I started drooling.
Yeah.
I won't. But yeah, I mean, I would go up to just after the clans invaded, when you started to get people actually getting their hands on newer stuff.
Yeah.
And the Helm memory core and all that sort of thing. So probably 30, 55-ish would be the max that I would normally play. Or that would be my favourite.
Yeah, considering all the storyline and the politics that had gone on during all that time. You know, there was some big events. And people like that. People like doing scenarios around the big key events for the storyline, because there's so much to pick from.
Yeah.
But I'm not against the clans. I think having something like that was good, I thought. You know, obviously now because they introduced them as like who are these? We don't know anything about them. You know, it's hard to sort of build a story that you can get behind. You're so used to the Innisphere and how they wage war and all this sort of thing, and then suddenly these come along, and then it's very different, and it's hard. Like, people actually struggled with trying to comprehend clan rules of engagement in the normal game when it first came out. There's always that example of, what if it's like a direwolf 100-ton or whatever, and it just decides to challenge a
20-ton
something, you know, it's way out of its weight sort of thing or whatever. But yeah, they had to sort of come up with
that. Was the locust comes around the corner and fires accidentally and hits a direwolf and just goes. That's it. Next challenge. Yeah. Oh, I'd be running.
But,
the clans were cool, but the succession wars were more challenging. Yeah.
I think so.
But that's I still
tech
like getting hold of the tech, specifically the LRMs, because they don't have
Oh yeah.
hidden range. Apparently that was the Grey Death box. Was it Grey Death Legion thing, or was it definitely a Kellhounds one?
Because I know there is a Kellhounds one which you got, which we talked about.
Yeah.
Maybe it was.
Maybe it was Grey
Maybe
Death.
it was. Maybe it's something else. But I literally.
There is a new one.
There is a new one that I've seen, and I'm like, wow, that looks pretty cool. But again, it's a
exclusive. Yeah.
Now, I mean, as far as I know, Target in America is doing really good with that Essentials box. Like, people seem to think, like, and they're doing some promotion or whatever. You can buy 2 and you get 1 free or something. I think Catalyst was doing something there. Oh, look, you know, that's a business model. That's a business model. That's what they do and things like that.
Well, it gets the minis and the rules out there and people playing it.
That's right.
Why not?
Yeah, and you look at the competition that you've got. I mean, Games Workshop always seems to be the one that people sort of look at. If you're in the hobby industry and miniatures and things like that, you'd be hard pressed not to at least know or hear of Games Workshop.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like people trying to get into making an MMORPG. You have to try and compete with World of Warcraft, because if you can't compete with World of Warcraft, then you're not going to go anywhere. The people that want to get into massive tabletop gaming, you have to be able to compete with 40k.
Yeah, that's right.
Warhammer specifically, or Games Workshop in general. Otherwise, you're just not going to be able to get anywhere.
Yeah,
but there's a lot of ways around them.
Yeah, true. But I mean, Games Workshop's been very clever with how they've done things. They've expanded on their range of novels, which talks about the characters and things like that, gives you something to connect with, which BattleTech had right from the beginning.
Yeah.
Because that's what their vision was. You know, they had an idea.
It was all lore based in the first place.
Yeah. But Games Workshop then did that, and I mean, you look at them now. They've got stores everywhere. They've got the Warhammer Plus or whatever it is, so like a subscription thing, and they're going to be making heaps of movies. You know, that's what they do. They've got an IP and they're running with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's your competition. Unfortunately, it's a lot.
The best part of the invasion era is trying to kill clan mechs and take their stuff.
Yes, spoken like a true merc.
Dead set. That was my big thing, was merc missions to go get clan mechs, and you just take the head off a clan mech, and then you've got all this cool stuff. Or you aim specifically for their legs so they drop, and then you walk up and stomp on the cockpit if they don't get out.
Nasty.
Hey, they invaded me, buddy.
Well, I guess that's true.
Yeah.
I wonder though, there would have been a lot of sort of black market stuff going on the lines. So these clans came along, and they're you know, even when they sort of established roughly who they were, and they're sort of fighting them, they would all this tech would just because all your corporates would be after it.
All the governments would want it. Everybody would want it.
Especially the houses that weren't on those front lines and get access to it. So like the Free Worlds League and the Capellans. Capellans always need something. They're so small.
Yeah.
But they seem to just keep
But
fighting.
if they can get, I mean, if the Drax or Lurans or anybody could get their hands on mechs that were clan stuff, they'd be straight to the research guys and be like, yeah. Or use a salad and take a leg off.
Just get a Lancer and do a run by, and there's 8 points.
Hutch's trick with the Savannah Master torpedoes and just blow that way.
Which is why it's nice to have a 4-unit limit or something. So,
Yeah.
well, you could do that, but you know.
How many Savannah Masters could you get for one direwolf worth of BV?
Oh,
holy crap!
All you'd really need is like one sort of really big hill, or a. They don't have rules for like jumping over a charging vehicle, do they?
No, they do have.
Bruce Lee sort of.
Yeah, no, they don't. They don't really have a dodging mechanic. You get an opportunity to dodge if somebody side slips or skids into you.
That's right.
And you haven't had your movement yet.
Yeah.
You're allowed to do that, but other than that, there isn't really a dodging mechanic.
No.
I think there might be an optional rule in TAC Ops, but I'm not 100% sure.
That's all right.
I'd have to have a squeeze. There might actually be one in Campaign Ops, to tell you the truth. I think there's an SPA that lets you dodge.
Okay.
But that might be limited to melee attacks. I'm not 100% sure. I'll have a look and we'll do a workshop video on it.
I'd imagine it'd be quite hard. It'd be
a
like
piloting
fast,
skill roll with
vehicle.
all sorts of problems. But so BattleTech has a big advantage in attracting new players since they allow proxies and 3D printing, although it means they might sell fewer mechs. Yeah. And there's a lot of places that do. I mean, most of the guys that are out on BattleTech, doing BattleTech on YouTube, have some friend or sponsor or something that does 3D printing of BattleTech type stuff.
Yeah.
So if you're out there looking, you'll find them. All Spartaners in. G'day, mate.
Hey.
There's an optional rule for dodging. There you go. There is. I thought I'd seen something there. You have to use your whole run movement and can't shoot. Something like that. Yeah.
Oh.
I was going to say that there's. I'm pretty sure there's something there that lets you dodge, but I cannot remember the specifics around it. I think there is, but it would 100% be an optional rule. In the rules as written, Total War or the box set, there is no way to dodge. If somebody tries to hit you with a charge or a push or something like that, there's no way to get out of the way. It's only accidental ones that there's a rules as written standard rule for it. Yeah. But yeah, and the domino effect, yes. So if you have someone that gets pushed into someone else, they get pushed into someone else, and blah blah blah.
So
blah.
they can sidestep to break the chain and all that sort of thing. Yeah. That's cool.
I think most of them only operate if you're doing like you haven't had your move yet, but some of them work either way. Again, we've got a lot of optional rules to go through for stuff, so maybe we'll find that and give that a crack.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, a lot of the things that like people have made comments and things like that has helped us to decide, what we should sort of talk about, even if it's just briefly, and then go back to what it was before, because they're quite relevant.
Did I tell you I made a bracing mech?
We talked a lot about bracing, and you were really excited.
I made a bracing mech. What have you played Blood Bowl with mechs? Yeah, I actually mentioned this way back. I mentioned the fact that I was trying to figure out how to play football with mechs. I reckon you could do it. I came up with some rules. I reckon you could do it. Maybe we'll do an optional, like a workshop episode about that. Instead of going through the scenario for something that we'll see if we can figure out rules for football with mechs. I figured it out. I had a few different options on how to do it, and it would have to be either like I wanted to have it so that you could have the weapons fire move the ball as well. So you could shoot the ball with like an Act 20 and it'd go off in that direction sort of thing.
Okay.
But then you've got the problem of that would actually deteriorate the ball. Right, you'd have a big ball and you just shoot it with a gun, it's going to have bits chip off it, it's not going to roll properly. So it'd all have to be simulated to do that. So I was trying to figure out how to do it IRL, or at least actually not simulated tabletop stuff. And I think you could do it if you have mechs with hands, you could pick it up and chuck it and stuff, or kick it.
Couldn't you just make like a mech scale leather one or whatever? You just make
so
it
then you
so
can
big
kick it and
it wouldn't really matter.
Throw it and stuff like that. That would work.
Well, the only toy that survived so far with our dog is this rubber tire. So I guess just make it out of rubber.
But yes, I did try and figure out Blood Bowl with mechs. If you're interested, we'll have a look at it. Why not? Kick a gal slug. They're just like long, like 5 meter long things. Hello, buddy.
There was that book Objective Raids, and in there was these two nobles that wanted to hire to basically play a game of chess with mechs. And that's what it was. So they're the giant chessboard. You put your forces on there, and this guy's a bishop, so he moves diagonal or whatever it was. So that's how you. Yeah, it's essentially what it is. So if you say, right, I want to take that square of the enemy or whatever piece it represents, you've still got to fight. You got to fight it to win it. So yeah, like battle chess.
That's wow. I mean, in that case, you'd have to make the king like an urban mech or something. Otherwise,
well,
you may as well just stomp your king forward and do it.
Yeah, true. That's interesting though. That was a good book actually. I think I forgot it in there. There's all these little objective raids and little missions and things like that.
Cool.
And it had at the back it had a factory layout for Martel Lasers, I think it was, which is a big company or whatever in the history of whatever. And it showed a factory, and you could, I think one of the missions was
go through
there.
the factory.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah, there was a short story in one of the ones that I read that had some guys trying to defend a vehicle factory, I think it was, and they've only got like a single mech and a couple of platoons of infantry, and they're defending this thing against a full lance of mechs coming in, and they start all the things up and set furnaces off and mess with the heat tracking and all that sort of thing, and they eventually take them all out. That's very cool. Very cool.
And they got the Terminator in the end, did they? Is that what they did? We've all seen that.
All seen that. 2 mech pilots playing chess with human pieces. Yeah. Wow, that is messed up, buddy. That's We were actually discussing that when we did the Prison Break scenario, weren't we? Yeah. There are rules for picking things up and not crushing them.
Yeah. Personally, I don't see the fun in that. But
Me neither.
If I've got hands, I want to be bashing and squishing. And
I think it mostly comes up with. I was thinking about it last night, and I think it mostly comes up with the like the mantis, the talons.
Yeah.
That's where I remember seeing it.
Yeah.
Because with the talons, you have to roll piloting skill to try and manipulate or pick up something without actually destroying it.
Yeah.
If you fail the roll, then it gets destroyed. So yeah, that was cool.
So there you go. You could make that even worse. So 2 mechs with the claws playing chess with people, and if your piece is rude, you've got to carefully pick them up. Floops. It's got dark.
That's unnecessarily like bad. Just
no. But yeah, lots of areas to play in. But I like the earlier clan stuff is good. But I don't know. Yeah, because you've got that damage creep and all that sort of thing that can happen. It's like as the story progresses and we're talking weapons, then they're going to want something better, and they should be able to do it.
The amount of excitement I had over just pulse lasers is immense. And then you can get to things like X-pulse lasers and variable speed pulse lasers and all of that sort of stuff. And it's like, you just get overload. So you stick to what you know, sort of thing. But getting into like the Jihad and Dark Age and all of that, all the really cool stuff, every now and then is a lot of fun.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
There's some funky stuff out there that you can muck around with. And I mean, just collecting the books and having a look through stuff, and you can introduce things like put in X-pulse lasers. Say, okay, we're allowed to use X-pulse lasers. Here's the rules. Photocopy it out of the book. Pass it around. Everybody gets to use X-pulse lasers.
I think I like the idea of scenarios though. Like in a campaign situation as well, scenarios are good.
Yeah. Well, that was part of what I was thinking with the arena style game. Is an arena is a good place to introduce people, especially if you're doing an RPG type campaign with people, like you're playing the game as an RPG type thing.
Yeah.
Getting NPCs and new tech and all that sort of thing into the game somehow. The arena is really cool. I mean, you can go to legitimate arenas like Solaris and all that sort of stuff, and you can meet legitimate people doing legitimate business with new tech, and you can work your way into that. Or you can go to the seedy places and find some black market dealer who will sell you a couple of pulse lasers off the back of a truck and chuck them on your dude in the arena to try them out, sort of thing, you know?
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
It's guaranteed for one shot.
Yeah. It's a good way to introduce like contacts and new tech and new equipment and all that sort of thing into an RPG game. Time of War, there you go, yes. And if you're playing that style of game, then that's a really good way to have NPCs and things mixed in, I reckon, anyway.
We were talking about some of the elements from Blood Bowl, like for how the crowd is and all that sort of thing. You could use. You could look at that as a model and just build something from that that's unique.
Yeah, because I want to go into the arena style game that I came up with, and that's part of it. Is it's almost a Blood Bowl style thing that you're using to make money out of the arena.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe we'll do that as well.
That's pretty cool.
There's another video there, right there. Content production. Look at us go.
I don't know. I want to have a look. I want to have a look at the aerospace because it's one of those. It's one of those things about the game that just seems to get overlooked. And yeah, I mean, it is all about the BattleTech. So you know, whatever. But
I just want to be able to strafe you.
I just bombing runs.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
Strike, strafing, bombing runs. I quite like the idea of strafing. I enjoy a good strafing, and if you get something that's all energy weapons or has a lot of energy weapons, you can do some serious damage with a strafe front.
Yeah. To multiple targets. That's
to
what gets
multiple
me.
targets. Yeah.
One shot and you just hit everything.
It's really, really good. But we are going into aerospace now. We got the scenario thing that we've got to play, and we've got a C-build thing that we're probably still going to do at some point.
Yeah, that's easy to put on the back. There's a lot of projects that we sort of started out with, and we got a certain amount of time into it, and then we just sort of
I got a bunch of workshop videos that I reckon we can probably kick out in an afternoon at some point.
Well, there's a few things to talk.
Yeah,
There's some here, actually.
Comments that any of you guys that have been watching the workshop videos that are here, thank you very much. Well done. There's been some comments there, so I've got to go and get back to that. I've got the Solaris 7 box set. I've got it.
It's good too.
So yeah, but the Solaris 7 box set is geared to, well, MechWarrior, whatever version of MechWarrior was out at the time that the box set came out. It's based around RPG combat, not tabletop combat, if you see what I mean. So the RPG combat was, I think they speed it up so that a phase is only like 3 or 4 seconds or 2 or 3 seconds or something. You get 4 or 5 phases per BattleTech turn.
Yeah.
And it's a lot, like you have to cycle your weapons up and you have to deal your damage, and then your weapon goes down cycle and you have to wait for it to come back up and all this other stuff. And that was how they did the Solaris 7 box set, so that all the arena combat was based on the RPG. So coming up with an arena game that works with like BattleTech timing and BattleTech game rules, it's not vital. I just feel like it. It's fun, and it keeps my head from thinking about other stuff. So there you go.
I think aerospace changes turns as well with time. The time changes for how many turns you have. It's different in space than it is.
It depends on what level of the atmosphere you're playing in.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because their hexes are hundreds of thousands of kilometres or something.
Yeah,
or tens of thousands.
In the space hexes, and then you get down to the atmospheric stuff, and when you're doing ground hexes like the low altitude map, each one of their hexes is a ground map.
Yeah.
So
zip over there.
It's
And,
insane.
Man. Yeah, it's tactically, yeah, it's a real challenge. I really like. That's what I like about it. That's what I want to talk about it.
Yeah. Be running a small BattleTech game at a local con. If it goes well, might try an arena-style Solaris, whatever game as well. Likely it's been all clan, and if like to switch it up. I'd like to switch it up. Yeah, so a Solaris-style, arena-style game is really a good one to get into if you're going to do a group with like random people, or you don't know who's turning up, or any of that sort of stuff. And let's face it, it's hard to get people to turn up sometimes to things.
Yeah.
People have lives, you know, and you
That's
say,
it.
oh, we've got the campaign that we're running, but so-and-so can't come in today. What are we going to do? Well, we can just have an all-on-all arena style thing.
We'll just play Catan.
We'll just play Catan. Dear.
Play Rune Age. No, let's not do that. We're not doing well with that, are we?
Absolutely devastating, but really fragile. Okay.
Yeah.
One of these days, we want to play an arena where everyone has industrial mechs. We haven't done industrial mechs, have we?
We've talked a little bit about
A little
them.
bit.
Like mostly they're with the different equipment.
Yeah.
Like the big chainsaws and all that sort of
Well,
stuff.
most of them have like forestry equipment and the combines, the chainsaw, a backsaw, and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
They get a lot of that sort of thing. Rob. Oh, g'day, Rob. Didn't see you in there. Run Solaris style games every year at BrizCon. There you go.
Yes.
Nice. Very nice.
Yes. Good stuff.
Original Aerospace was excellent, but I'm not sure about Battlespace or Aerol. Okay.
Well, watch the videos that we put out, and you can sort of see if it's for you or not.
It'll all be Total War.
Yeah, I mean, it's all in the Total Warfare book, but there's other things that we'll talk about because there are other offshoot rules that you can use, optional rules.
Yeah. Oh, there's heaps.
But just get into the basic stuff first and go from there. That's the best thing.
It's but that if you want to play combined arms, Total Warfare, you've got everything from invasion level all the way down to like dudes in a building. You can go everything.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't got any more news at this stage. Is there anything you want to mention, Tarron?
Not really.
Not really.
I mean, I got a bunch of ideas for workshop videos, the arena style thing, the train heist, all that sort of stuff. But yeah, just thanks for the guys that are watching the workshop videos. There's been anywhere up to 100 views on some of them, which is gratifying.
Yeah, that's cool.
And they're in a podcast list now.
Correct. Yeah, because they work well with it. So
YouTube is letting us do podcasts apparently.
yeah, they've got an actual podcast
section.
now.
So if you go to the Alpha Strike channel thing, you can flick across past playlists. There's a podcast list, and apparently all the workshop ones are in there. And if everybody's interested in podcast style stuff, then we'll try and work some more stuff in there. And we'll see what happens. This year's theme was Build a Better Timberwolf. So each player created their own Omni-Mech variant. That's cool. Nice one, Rob. I like that.
There was one I saw a person put a Gauss rifle in the back.
A Gauss rifle?
that was a
rear-facing
rear
Gauss
facing.
rifle.
Yeah, well, it was cheaper.
A good point, yeah. Rear-facing weapons are cheaper on BV.
It's really weird. So build the exact same mech, put all your armour on the back, Put all your weapons facing backwards and walk backwards towards the enemy shooting. It's a cheaper
Well,
and then you can run away quicker. It's even better.
We've mentioned this before. If you run past them and then shoot backwards, and then run past them and shoot backwards, you say
That's true, yeah.
make it really fast and put maximum armor on the back, everything pointing backwards, and boom.
Do it with a quad, because you could do the crab-like thing, crab walk. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. So Mikey reckons CGL considering a Total Warfare redo to make it easier to use. Wolfnet Radio apparently mentioned that.
Okay.
So I think that's kind of what they've been doing, really. With the box sets it's basically running through the separate sections of Total Warfare and clarifying things and smoothing it out and making it easier to get. And then you move on to clan stuff and you get a bit more, you introduce pulse lasers and all the different weaponry, Gauss rifles and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
I think they're doing quite well with it. And the Mercenaries one looks like it's going to be introducing vehicles and more infantry possibly.
Yeah.
So hopefully they'll have loading and unloading rules and they'll have smoothed that out as well.
Yeah.
But
the box sets have been really good. Like the rules, how they address things and everything. So you've got just grab each of the box sets as you go. But I don't know. I have to look. Is there anything that sort of needs dropping from the book? I mean, a lot of people when they're looking at a rule book and see that they go, "This is the average size of like a Games Workshop 40k or Age of Sigmar," because they have lots of pictures and storyline and stuff which people love. But
I mean, the rules for loading and unloading in here are different for the battle armor rules that are in the clan box set.
Yeah, this is the old book. I don't know.
Yeah, the problem with rear firing weapons is the field of fire. Yeah, and it's 60 degrees. It's one hex back and then out like vehicles, right? For rear firing weapons.
So,
I don't know.
With the vehicles are different,
but it is only rear. You can't put it rear facing on a arm or anything like that. So you've got that as a problem there. Yeah, it would.
So yeah, it made us look in books.
Yeah, so it's that one and back.
Oh, it is. So it's right.
Yeah.
Okay,
So instead of the 3 front hexes, it's just the rear hex and back. Yeah. So that's a slightly worse. Well, it's a lot worse actually. Oh, Fireman's in.
Oh,
g'day, buddy.
Hey.
You have to talk to him for a second while I look at this.
You won the rain last month. We're waiting to hear from you with your latest details so I can send it out to you. That would be very nice, mate. So you can do sales at alphastrike.com.au. That's the easiest way to get in touch. Congrats, by the way. We get to congratulate you again. Glad you could join us though, but as we're sort of finishing up here.
Yeah, I was going to say we're kind of winding down at the moment.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can only walk in reverse and you can't go up or down hills. But like I say, you can run forward and then shoot backwards.
Yeah.
So if you've got a guy that's here, you run up over the hill and past him, and then you shoot back at him. You see, now that's a cool way to do it. But they torso twist and hit you with anything that's in one of their arms, and your back armor gets eroded very quickly.
Yeah. You probably turn side on and then torso twist. So the incoming damage is a side arc rather than the back, if you could place it correctly.
Yeah, I don't think the torso twist counts to that. It's still...
Yeah, you make sure that you're standing side on. So when you torso twist,
you're rear facing.
With all the guns.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
Why quad Vs? Answer turrets. Sorts out that rear arc problem. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
The Hell's Horses have got that one sewn up, haven't they, really? Yeah. We didn't really go into quad Vs or lambs yet. I mean, we can't do lambs until we've done
We've
aerospace.
chosen to wait on them because it's much easier if you know the aerospace rules to then...
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the quad Vs are basically just vehicles that turn into things. I don't think there are that many actual, super duper rules for them. There's a short section in one of these here somewhere. I know where it is.
I know that if you take the tracks out, it can still be a mech. And if you take the
legs out, it can still be a tracked
as long
vehicle.
as its tracks can still move, it just
Yeah.
it just changes. It's like
They're very cool.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
They're very, very cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's still a bunch of stuff that, like Adam was saying at the beginning of the thing, we've done one just recently, recorded some videos that were surprising to me, but very cool. And if you like them when they come up, make sure you put a comment down or whatever, and we'll do some more like that.
Let us know if
They're
you
quite
want
fun.
one. Yeah, they're fun.
We might even branch into clan and possibly even vehicles at some point.
There's options. We've got options.
There's lots of options. I mean, we haven't really gone specifics on any one particular thing much, so we're not going, here's the archer, look at all this stuff that you can do with an archer sort of thing. So, I don't know.
We're getting tempted and teased with other things as well that we're going to look at that it isn't actually BattleTech, and they're pretty good.
Quad mechs also have turrets, yes, and I'm fairly sure that if you're in super deep on the optional rules, you can get a mech turret that sits on like a shoulder mount, and it'll.
Yeah.
But I'd have to look that up to be sure. I'm pretty sure you can do it.
Yeah.
I know you can do it with the super heavies, but I can't, and the quads. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure bipedal mechs you can get a turret that sits on the shoulder.
That'd be handy for an anti-missile system.
Yeah.
Really
Anti-missile system, small laser, machine gun, something like that. Stick that on the turret. And tripod mechs, which I've mentioned in a live before, you get a 360-degree firing arc.
Because they're a bit more balanced.
Which is just do that. I mean, make them all tripods, and none of them ever have to worry about facing again.
let's just walk forward.
You just walk forward and then spin around and shoot things.
All right. Well, I think we'll leave it there. Thank you very much for joining us for this live. I know that you're all sort of all over the world, and it's different times and things like that. But we do appreciate you dropping in, even if it's towards the end. That's
very much. Thanks for coming, guys.
It's good community. We love it.
There's like 9 people in the chat, according to that. But to everyone who's just made it, and anyone who has made it and has been chucking around and not chatting, g'day anyway.
Yep. So one last call out. Got the sale, BattleTech, right?
Yes.
And related other stuff. So 50% off that starting very shortly. Philip's going to help you with some stuff. We'll get it all sorted and get it up there.
But I get first dibs.
You get first. Terry gets first dibs.
And I'll wait until I've had mine. All right.
I'll leave a note at your trailer, and if you decide to come out, that's fine.
Cool.
So that's it. So thank you, everyone.
All good.
And subscribe, share it around, and play lots of BattleTech. Play lots of games. Do your hobby. Have fun and be safe. All right.
Okay.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye, guys. Yeah, well, Doom Fireman's in there. I guess you could also